over the last several years, they've been trying to get the patriots out. We're talking about Delta Force, we're talking about SF units, we're talking about JSOC, we're talking about PSYOPs, we're talking about true patriots that will fight for the name of this country, and they've been trying to weed them out. They're trying to get generals out. They're trying to get colonels out so that they're going to have people who will comply. And then unfortunately, you have these dumb 18, 19, 20-year-old kids in the military, and they are going to follow those orders. Like, it has been a systematic game, and it's scary.
Dude,
there it is. There it is. Confirmation.
Yeah,
confirmation.
This is the absolute thing.
I thought I was just out of my mind thinking that, but
no, this is what they've been doing, because like the true patriots, the true generals, the true colonels and majors and lieutenant colonels, the E6s, E7s, E8 first sergeants, master sergeants, these are battle hard veterans who've been in everywhere from Iraq to Afghanistan to Kuwait, even some of them going back to as late as the Korean or Vietnam War. Not that late, but Desert Storm, sure. That. True patriots, and they know this is tyrannical dictatorship stuff. And if I was a general and I was in control of a division or a corps, I would not listen to Biden. Amen. Absolutely. Yeah. And I would get all of my units together and be like, I am taking the entirety of Fort Hood, Texas, and all our equipment, and we're bonding together, and we're not going to follow your order.
Exactly.
They knew that was going to happen.
They knew it.
So they planned it out to get them out.
That's right.
You don't think it's too late, right? You think there's still...
I never think anything's too late. Amen. There's always hope, and there's always going to be hope, but people have to get courage again, because they've been scaring people. Woo. And people need to continue to stand up.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, because they know that the military serves a constitutional function to protect.
They did, and that's a coup, right? That's what a real coup is.
Yeah.
And they definitely wanted to try to stop a coup by using military equipment. But I'm going to tell you one thing they definitely didn't take into consideration is that the largest fighting force in the world, other than the Chinese army, is the American people with their guns. Yes, absolutely. Baby. We own about 50% of the 1.5 billion guns on this planet. Now, I don't care if you're black or white or Republican, Democratic, Asian. Nobody likes it when somebody comes here and tries to take our shit.
Exactly.
And we will bond together pretty quick over that.
Amen, as you can see.
I don't want it to come to that. I'm sure you don't either.
No. But that's why we're doing these protests. We're exercising our First Amendment before it gets to the Second Amendment.
Yeah, but the Second Amendment's not off the table.
No.
That's why it's there for a reason.
And they're scared of that.
They are
very scared of that.
Mm-hmm. Very scared.
That's why they're going. That's why everything's been so incremental. But now they're just they're pushing the envelope. I don't know why, but it's like they feel like they're running out of time or something.
This is their chance to make the move, and they got to do it fast.
Yeah,
and if they don't do it fast, it's going to fail, and then they're not going to have a chance to do it again.
Interesting.
Yeah, especially since they blatantly cheated. We saw it, so now our eyes are going to be on them 100% next year, 2022, and they're trying to use their power while they have it.
Yeah. Amen.
And there's no doubt about it that there is a true style of New World Order that's trying to take place here.
For sure.
Now, I've been telling a lot of people this, that, a New World Order was inevitable. It's inevitable from the human species perspective. And I tell them like this, I'm like, listen, when we were cavemen, you only stuck to your own caveman family, right? You saw another caveman family, you fought and killed that family because you're fighting in the area for that food, right? Then cavemen become, tribes. Then tribes fight other tribes, and then tribes become villages, villages become towns, which become cities, cities fight other cities, which become countries, which become continents. And, we've slowly become these giant sectionalized sections of human society. And then the last biggest wars we had were World War I, World War II, which basically you had communist Russia, China, the Europeans, and then the South and North Americans. This is kind of like that final evolution of the New World Order, where there's not really different countries anymore. It's just humans, just one world order, which right now it's being done in a very violent, mischievous manner, which they're creating death, they're creating food shortages. We can have a one world order, but it doesn't have to be like this.
The purpose of an empire is to grow. Yeah. Well, every square inch of the planet has been claimed by every empire. So if they can't physically grow, then they had to do it through each other's systems, So then also, because, humanity's known slavery. Slavery is very profitable, and they need...
We still have slavery today.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the slavery is actually happening in China. A lot of the slavery is happening in South America.
Yeah.
There's a massive slave organization that's happening in Africa with cocoa beans. And people don't know about the chocolate and the slavery industry of chocolate. The fishery industries are a massive slave organization. People don't know that a lot of these kids are actually kidnapped and kept on boats. And they are kept there for years for the fishing industry. As slaves. And this is true. I don't know if you guys have ever had a chance to watch this, but watch Seaspiracy. The number one problem we have in this world right now is overpopulation. And that's a thing. There's too many of us. There's not enough food. If we continue this direction, there will be no more fish by 2050 in the sea. Farm owners in America are being offered 1.5 the cost of their farm, and once they accept the 1.5 cost, they have to destroy the crops. If they don't destroy the crops, they will no longer receive government subsidies.
Dude, this is just corruption, man.
This is straight we're killing people off. We're trying to control people. We're trying to create a food shortage. We are serious crap.
Before they had public school systems, everyone learned a trade. Then they started building factories, so they need to make everyone obedient workers.
Yeah.
Now they filled the factories, they filled the corporate offices. Now you got robots and computers taking the jobs of all the humans. Now they have all these extra humans.
Yeah, and there's an issue. And even though we don't want it to be violent, even if we can get away from the whole government control thing, there's still an issue of overpopulation and not enough food.
Dude.
I don't know, but that's
a whole
tomorrow's
other
problems.
Yeah. And what's crazy, I mean, you look at the planet. I mean, God created this planet to be able to sustain all these people.
Yeah.
Like, there should be no poverty.
Yeah, exactly. So why is there?
Because of the elite.
Yeah, because the elite and the elite things are not being ran properly.
Yeah,
exactly.
The elite, these descendants of kings, they're the ones who cause poverty.
It's true. You know, I hear a lot of people all the time, they talk about the government's doing this, the government's doing this. I hate the government. And I've said this time and time again, like when you say the government, I always ask them this question: who do you hate? Nobody has an answer. I'm like, okay, well, let's retrain your brain on what you hate.
Yeah.
When you say I hate the government, you hate about 1,000 people specifically. That's some people in the House of Representatives, the Senate, you know, and Congress, and some CEOs, millionaires and billionaires. Yeah. That's who you hate. That's who's making this decision. Exactly. So let's focus on them.
Yeah, that's why it's important to say.
Not the government.
Not the government.
The people that are doing that.
Yeah, that's why it's important. That's why, like, whenever we talk about it, I don't say the government. I always say the corrupt people within the government.
Yeah. Amen.
Or CEOs, Bill Gates, you know, Hillary Clinton, Soros, like these people.
Dude. What is it going to take to get to these people? What is it really going to take? Is it going to take us just becoming violent and becoming?
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, dude, I keep playing it out with my wife, and she goes, "Why do you have to talk like that?" And I'm like, "Babe," I said,
"Because it's the truth."
Yeah. So this is going to eventually become what it is. What it's going to have to be.
That's how America
started.
People
don't want it to be that way, but that's the truth. And I keep telling people this: when's it going to get better? I'm like, after it gets worse.
Exactly.
Like you have to put so much weight on the camel's back that the camel's back is going to strain or snap before he bucks you off.
Amen.
You know, and that's what has to happen when people start to see people rounded up and grabbed and put in camps and forced a needle in your arm, and people are being killed in the streets. Like, yes, unfortunately, that is going to happen, and that's when change will start to happen. Because if you look at history, that's what happens in all countries.
Exactly.
Once it gets to that level, then people finally have had enough. But we are hoping that people could be educated to see we don't need to let it to go that far for you to stand up and fight.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, you look at the record firearm sales, the shortage of ammo. People feel it. They feel it. They know it.
Oh yeah.
They know that, like, shit might come down to this. We got to get ready.
Yeah, and which is why it's such a great idea, like you were saying, to get under one umbrella, at least for Nevada. You know what I mean? So we can start to have more effective events.
More effective events.
You know, not had the knockout punch versus like the 5 little jabs. You know, it's like, let's just do a knockout punch. Let's get 50,000 people to show up at one event and just
let's put our pride aside. You know, there's definitely a lot of patriot groups are out there, and you know, Republican groups are out there, and everybody's proud of the group that they start, and that's understandable. If I created a group of 5,000 people, I'd be proud of that.
Yes,
but like, let's go over the people who have the largest influence, and let's make that the hub.
Yes,
you know, and that's kind of the position I have inadvertently, somehow accidentally created. A couple weeks ago, I told the owner, well, the manager of the gun shop, the GM of the gun shop that I work for. I used to work for Spartan Arms Gun Shop. I was the manager of Spartan Arms Gun Shop. I'm the face of the company. Wow. I'm the video presence of the company. I've even done viral videos that have been seen 20 million times during COVID, or how our whole gun shop sold out in a day. Nice. You know, there was literally people in the UK that were. My face was on a magazine in the UK. They literally said, "Yanks sell out of guns." Like, that's it was awesome. This is wrong. The mandates are wrong. This is against my beliefs. So I told him, I was like, listen, next week when the governor says mask, come back. I'm not wearing a mask. I'm telling you right now.
Amen.
When I come back, I will not wear a mask.
Amen.
They kind of blew it off because it wasn't that week. And then I come back that week, and, you know, for about 2 hours we were open. I wasn't wearing a mask. And he finally comes up to me and he's like, "Hey man, you know, if there's customers in the store, you got to wear a mask." My heart started beating. And I said, no.
Amen.
I looked him in the face and I said, no, I don't think he was expecting that. Because he hesitated and he's like, "Bro, you got to wear a mask." I'm like, "No." It's like, I told you last week that this is wrong. This is illegal. This is against my beliefs. I'm not putting that on my face.
Amen.
So it got really intense for a few hours because, and it's not their fault. They're scared. Like, the owner is scared of the governor shutting down his business and finding him. And that's his family. And I understand his position. But I had to take a stand. And I said, listen, I am not going to quit, though. I am here to work. I am here to do my job. You're going to have to send me home. And he hesitated, and like 4 hours went by, tensions were really high, and then he comes back. I was like, bro, you gonna really make me make that decision? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make you make that decision.
Amen.
You are gonna send me home. I'm not gonna quit. I want to hear the words out of your mouth. You have to tell me to go home. And he's like, all right, man, I'm gonna have to have you go home. And the cool thing about it is another guy did it with me.
Yeah.
He walked out with me. His name is Lakota. He's a very good man, former Air Force guy. He walked out with me on the same day. We both took a stand, and definitely started with me standing up. See, that's what I'm talking about. It takes one person to stand up to give somebody else courage to stand up. He wasn't going to do it, and he's like, I saw you do it. And he's like, I felt encouraged. Like, I want to do it with you.
Amen.
So he did. And then from then, I went home. And I made a video to explain to all my followers, because a lot of people know me and they're passionately involved with me at the gun shop. And I told everybody what happened. I'm not going to be there anymore, and this is what happened. And it got spread like thousands and thousands of times, and so it kind of went like mini viral. From then, a lot of people started contacting me about 2 days later, because I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, I'm just going to figure out life. I'll figure out how to make money. And then 2 days later, I got a phone call from a lawyer, and then I got a phone call from Joey Gilbert's manager, and then I got a phone call from a lady running for Senate. And they're like, we saw what you did. Why don't we do something? Like, why don't you protest? And I'm not a protester. I'm not politically involved, but at a certain point, I was like, okay, yeah, why not? Let's protest, right? Let's do this. What should we do? Where should we go? And like, all right, let's do the governor's building. I'm like, okay, let's do governor's building. We'll go to Grant Sawyer building. And then I made a Facebook page, and I started spreading the message, and then it grew like to several thousand people in like 2 days.
Wow. And
then I was like going over all the most influential people I know, and I'm like, who can I find that like knows a lot of people? And then the Hodge twins.
Oh yeah.
So the Hodge twins. Kevin and Keith are friends of mine. And I actually taught them and their wives how to get their concealed weapons permit. And I also sold them guns.
Wow.
So all of a sudden Facebook shows their picture up on my page. I was like, duh, like, why do I call Kevin? So I get on my phone, I text Kevin. I was like, Kevin, I need your help. Like, it's extremely important. Call me fast. He's like, I'll call you in 15 minutes. So 15 minutes later, he calls me. I was like, Kevin, I need your help. I need your brother's help more than ever before. I was like, I created something big. I need you to do a video with me. And he's like, when do you want to do it? I was like, tomorrow. He's like, can we? He's like, come on in, noon. So we went in at noon. We did 2 segments. They ended up posting 3 total videos of me, one speaking at the Clark County School Board, one with a segment on me in Afghanistan, or about Afghanistan because I was in Iraq, and then a second video of me at the school board. And Kevin or Keith, you can probably correct me if I'm wrong on this, but the video from me at the school board was their most seen video ever. And
are you kidding me?
It's almost 2 million views.
Dude,
where you make this, you're behind the glass, right?
When I was behind the glass, it was the first speech.
I was amazing. I saw that.
Yeah, it was 1.2 million views, and then from there, their outreach, having 2.4 million viewers, helped my page grow to now what is 42,000 people in like less than 2 weeks.
That's awesome, man!
What a story!
It was a story, and I had no idea I was going to start a nationwide movement. Like, I just wanted to be left alone. I just wanted to have my. I just wanted to be left alone. I wanted to have my rights. I wanted to have what I believed in, stuck to.
Yeah.
And and then somebody actually said this, because I was getting kind of stressed out, because it is stressful. It's a little bit of stress.
Absolutely.
I'm good at dealing with stress, but
sure.
One guy said it. I don't know who it was, but whoever said that out there, I really thank you for telling me this, because it really meant a lot to me. He's like, you know what, man, you may have lost your job, but you were hired by the people. And that stuck home really hard. And you're right. Like, I was hired by the people, and I feel like America is my family, and my family's under attack. Mm-hmm. And I will defend this family with my life.
Ooh, God bless you, brother.
So, and then I ran into good people like you guys.
Amen. Right back at you.
I met so many good, influential people, and it's just to show us we're all not alone. I mean, how long did you guys feel alone?
Dude, I've been praying since the pandemic first hit, to March 2020. I've been praying. I'm just like, dear Lord, what can I do? And it finally, this happens with you. We go to the protest on August 14th. Mm-hmm. They throw a Bullhorn at Angel, and he's like, and he's such a good speaker. Thank God he's a wedding officiant, and he's a comedian, magician. So he just has that gift, and he just pizzazz. Man, he crushed it. And then we made a video,
awesome,
and it picked up some traction. We were like, dude, this is pretty cool. And then we met you and Joey. I mean, just But yeah, this is exciting because we're giving, like we said earlier, we're giving people something to get excited about. And we're, like you took that stand at work, well, we're taking the stand here in Vegas, and now it's just going to go state by state,
and it's growing incredibly fast.
Dude.
Okay, I have a friend of mine, and I say he has no problem with me mentioning this, but he's a very gay man. He's a very openly gay man, but he's also a very conservative gay man. He's a friend of mine, and just as it goes to show you the diversity of people, another friend of mine, he is a very tall black gay soldier, and he's also on our side. This goes to show you the diversity of this. But the example of this is Curtis. His name's Curtis. Curtis also quit his job. Wow. He saw what I did, and he's like, bro, I'm going to do it tomorrow. He's like, I'm going to go in and I'm going to tell him no.
Amen.
So he quit his job. All right. And I've had a lot of other people said, I quit my job. Okay. And then this is incredible. He was at the tanning salon the other day because he tans all the time. And he was like, I walked in with no mask the other day. And the girl was like, man, you're really brave walking in with no mask. And he's like, yeah, I'm tired of this. I'm standing up for what I believe in. And she was like, awesome. That's really cool. I believe in that too. 2 days later, he goes to that tanning shop. There's a sign on the door that says the tanning shop is closed because they do not have enough employees because all the employees decided not to wear masks at the shop and they shut it down.
Oh man,
I've continued to hear this from them. Yeah. He's like, so many places are popping up of they're shutting the business down, they're standing up, they're believing, and we have to keep doing this. We got to let people know they're not alone, okay? Have some bravery, make sacrifices, go on unemployment, eat the shittier foods if you have to, lose your fucking house if you have to, because what's the point if we lose our country?
Exactly.
I will live in the ditch and eat out of a dumpster before I let these governments make these decisions for me.
Amen. See, and that right there, just that conversation right there gets me fired up. Like that gets me amped up. I'm already in it, but I'm getting fired up. So imagine the people that get to see this. Hopefully this does the same for them, man. Because this is what we need.
You're not alone. You never have been alone. People just have needed encouragement to know they're not alone. And this is kind of goes back to like the guy that owns the gun shop. His name is Dave. I love the guy. He's a good friend of mine. I still support him. And we had the phone call after I quit, or I didn't quit, but after I was kind of forced home. And because I had to. Like obviously there had to be that phone call. And I was like, Dave, listen, man. I was like, this is nothing with you. Like this is not personal. This is against my beliefs. And he's like, bro, I'm actually totally with you. He's like, I'm really proud of you. He's like, and I actually support you. He's, the position I'm in. But he said something like this. It made a lot of sense. He's like, you know what, Brandon, you're a fighter. I'm not. And I'm one of these guys that waits for enough people to stand up and fight before I join in the fight. And that's how most of America feels. They want to wait to see more people stand up, more people fight, more protests, more rallies before they get involved because they want to feel like they have support. They want to feel like they have backing. And that's what we have to do, guys. We have to keep supporting them. We have to keep showing them we will not be quiet.
Amen.
And the movement will grow.
Absolutely.
I mean, it might start with one person, but then two, then three, and then 8, then 50, then 10,000 people on the Las Vegas Strip.
You know what I mean? Amazing. So, and what's funny too is they don't realize with this whole vaccine push, even the people that are for the vaccine, they're going to eventually start, not all of them, but a lot of them will go, wait, another booster? Another one, and then you're going to start to get them to turn. And they're doing that on their own. So that's that's a beautiful thing.
And people are waking up now because we got nothing to lose, but we got everything to gain. Especially, let's say these companies still stick with the mandate with the vaccine deadlines, right? And everyone says no, fuck it, I'm going to get fired. I'm going to walk out. That's a lot more people who are going to join our protests.
A lot. And it is going to happen, especially over the next month. November 1st, there's the mandates going down, especially for UNLV. You have to be vaccinated or you cannot go to college anymore. And once this happens, the movement's going to grow massively. We are going to see what's happening in Brazil here. We are going to see what's happening in Australia here.
That's it, man.
It's the nature of the beast.
That's it.